Welcome to another episode of Strictly Business Unscripted. I'm your host, Keandra Jones, here to provide the ultimate networking hub and exclusive peek into the lives of entrepreneurs and business owners. This podcast will educate, ignite inspiration, foster encouragement, and pave the way for growth among small businesses and the overall Oak Cliff community. Today is a very special show as we'll introduce you to one of the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce's executive committee members. But first, we'd like to say thank you to some of our sponsors: the Home Care Network, ServPro, Breakfast Brothers, and the Dallas Zoo. We appreciate your support. Now stay tuned. We've got a fantastic show themed Get to Know Your Oak Cliff Chamber Executive Committee. Well, hello there, and we're here today with the phenomenal Matt Craig.
Thank you.
We're so excited to get to know you today, so thank you for being here.
Thanks for the invitation.
Absolutely. So we're just going to jump right into things, okay?
Sure. That's great.
So there are so many other chambers of commerces in this metroplex, and while I think that they all do great work in their respective areas with their respective demographics, I happen to think, and I'm a little biased, that the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce is the absolute best.
Yeah, I agree, 100%.
And you have served on this board of directors and our executive committee for a number of years. Why this Chamber of Commerce?
Well, you know, it started out, I live in the southern sector towards Red Oak.
Okay.
And we were doing work in southern Dallas, and I work for HALFF Associates, been there for 40 years. Mm-hmm. And so we need to know the community, be part of it. So not just driving through it, you need to know Oak Cliff. So that's how I started. And actually, we started a transportation committee back then. That was the early 2010s, I think. My memory doesn't fail me. And, I'm a transportation engineer, and that's what I do. And so being part of that committee was my first part of the chamber. Mm-hmm. And I liked it so much. I liked the people, I liked what we were doing, and how it served the community. And from that point, I just began to grow, and still here. I love it.
Still here,
It's a
and
great
we
place.
love it.
Yeah,
We
I
love it.
love the chamber. We love the people, and I mean the chamber is the people, right?
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. That's right. And we love having you on our executive committee.
Thank
so,
you.
Matt, we're going to have to think together. How long have you been on the executive committee?
I really don't know. It's been a while. I mean, it's been
a number of years.
I think that was when I first started out chairing the transportation committee.
Yes.
So that could have been, and it was definitely pre-COVID. That's how I relate, right? But it was, probably 6-7 years.
Yeah.
At least.
Yeah. And I know that you've tried to leave me a number of times, and
No, I haven't.
and I just keep on
scale back a little bit.
Well,
that's all.
we love you so much serving on this committee because you contribute so much to this organization and overall community just because of the expertise that you bring. And so we love having you a part of our team as well as community. But what do you enjoy the most about your service?
Again, it's the people.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the happy hours too. The network is always good, and the breakfast. If it's food related, of course I'm there, right?
Yeah.
But, but
we're all
joking aside,
we're all there for the food and the drinks. Yeah, that's why we do what we do.
Joking aside, it is about the people and what we're doing, and trying to improve the community, improve the businesses, and being part of that. So I enjoy it. It's just. I just like it.
Well, we can tell that you like it because you still allow me to encourage you to continue. Did I say that gently enough?
That's right.
Okay.
I know my arm's still hurting from that.
From being twisted just a little bit.
I'm just joking.
So, of all the things the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce does, what is your favorite event or program, and why?
Oh, it was a real privilege when we did the awards for Oak Cliff, and being able to present those awards. Now having the leaders and the award winners of Oak Cliff come up on the stage on the Kessler. Kessler's my.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I love that place, and being on that stage with the heroes there. I mean, that was a highlight. But I think back, of other things that I remember over the years. That I still think of the zoo when we had a reception for the incoming council members, and it was an evening reception, and we were in there one pavilion out by the wilds of Africa, and they were feeding the elephants, and you could hear them there. It was kind of chill. And I keep livestock, got a little hobby farm anyway, and to be out there with those animals, I don't have any elephants at the house,
No.
so
Well, maybe we
and
need to
doing that,
add
I
to
mean
it.
that those are those funny little memories of those events that are really special.
Oh my gosh, that was several years ago
Oh,
that
yeah,
we did
yeah.
that. Oh
It
my
was just
gosh,
fun,
it is
and,
fun.
and getting to know, like for Chris at the zoo now and representing on the Oak Cliff Chamber, they've been such a good partner, and
Yeah.
to just being there with our members and having events like that with them is so cool.
Yeah.
It's pretty special. Now it's something we do every day, right?
Well, that's right. We don't do the same thing that often. We tend to change things up around
yeah.
the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. But that's what Oak Cliff Chamber, our Oak Cliff community is. We're different, right? And so we like to do different kinds of things, like feeding elephants. I've forgotten about that. Thank you for reminding us. So you're not, unfortunately, a full-time chamber staff member. And that is unfortunate because we wish that you could be. So
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet.
My arm, I feel it. No.
It may be happening soon. But we couldn't, unfortunately, afford you. But you've chosen a career, a full-time career, and you've mentioned what you do. Tell me what it is, if you would, again, what it is you do, how long you've been doing that, and why you're doing that as opposed to working for the chamber. Yeah,
Well, that would be my second choice if I haven't already. I've worked for HALFF Associates for 40 years, over 40 years now, and started out doing general civil engineering, land development, worked into doing water, wastewater, and about, gosh, it's been 30 years ago now that I've transitioned into doing transportation, in particular transportation planning. So doing a lot of work for TxDOT, doing some work right now for City of Dallas, for North Oak Cliff, looking at the major arterials here. And that's really been my focus at HALFF for the last 30 years. So I'm still, working with our team, still get my hands dirty a little bit on projects and be a part of that, although current role is the Deputy Transportation Practice Leader.
Oh, wow.
So, but I'm kind of easing down a little bit.
Oh.
Getting up there in years. I know you haven't noticed, but I'm getting up
I
there a little
don't.
bit.
No, you're not. You still got a whole lot of
I
service
hope
left
so.
in you.
Oh,
A whole
okay.
lot of service years in you. You have to be one of the smartest guys that I know. And one thing I love about our executive committee is all of you guys are so amazingly intelligent that it makes it easy for me to do my job because y'all are so much smarter than me. I love it.
that's not
Even your title. What's your title again?
I am the Deputy Transportation Practice Leader, which is basically we have a overall transportation, which primarily TxDOT, FDOT. I'm going to start doing all my acronyms. Sorry, I got to translate from engineering to English. Working for the Texas Department of Transportation on projects for them, and then also for other Department of Transportations at other states is what we do overall in transportation. So my focus has gone now to being more North Texas and just focus on that. But our firm has grown. When I started, we were 75 people here based in Dallas, just up by the North Park Mall. And now we're 1,500 people in
Oh my
5
gosh.
states
Oh my goodness.
across the southeast. So it's seen a lot of change in those 50 years. And it's just been such a good company to work with, and giving me this opportunity to be able to give back to the community.
Yeah.
That's part of what Dr. HALFF started us, and our culture is part of it's HALFF serves, right? So we're giving back to the community.
Yeah.
And they've given me that privilege to be able to do things like work with the chamber and recognizing that as we do work for, the city and the state, it's part of our role to give back.
Yeah.
So
Thank you.
This is one way to do it.
Well,
And I enjoy it so much. So
we
it's
enjoy
good.
having you. So, okay, so with all of those things, if I were to shadow you in your real job, not the play with us, but the real job, what does one day in the life of Matt Craig at HALFF Associates look like?
Today more it's like meetings and, and emails.
Meetings and email.
Yes, that covers a lot of it. But it is a lot of the coordination and leading with others in our group as we're doing different projects. I mentioned our work here in North Oak Cliff, and that's looking at improvements for bicycle, pedestrian, cars, transit, and working with our stakeholders or people we're working for, like the City of Dallas Department of Transportation. I've got a meeting with them here a little bit later this morning, and also I've got a meeting this afternoon with the Texas Department of Transportation at the Dallas District Office. So we're going to talk with them on what other work they have going on. We just signed a big contract for TxDOT to design a segment of the US 380 expansion in the nobody knows Crossroads location exactly, but it's up in the Frisco, general Frisco area of that. So those are big projects that typify what we do in the transportation group. And I've been more on the advanced planning, which for that is a lot of work with our stakeholders and getting consensus or informed consent on improvement projects. Like one of the things we worked on was I-35, the Southern Gateway here, and did some of the environmental work and the public involvement that went with improvement plans for that. So it's so nice to see those projects. They take time, but to see those projects come into fruition, and sometimes you got to be young folk to. Some of these big projects take a long time. Yeah,
we're so excited about the deck park that's coming, and so we're grateful that you guys were one of the folks working on that. Oak Cliff has got a great asset coming within the next few years, so we're looking forward to that. Okay, so you have one of the most laid-back personalities we've ever seen. Like, you come in, you're never rattled. It doesn't matter what's going on. You're still kind of, the chill guy or whatever. How does that amazingly stable personality suit you in your role with HALFF?
Well, in the work we do, like I'm working on a new location freeway in Rockwall County. And so you are impacting lives, and you have to have the right word is empathy, but the understanding of folks that you are working on something that's for the overall good, but yet it does have impacts to that person, and it's very personal for them. It's all personal to them. So as we do our public meetings, we have the open house part of those, and to listen to people and what their concerns are. You can understand that they would be upset, and you can't. You need to have that calmness to basically not escalate that fire of understanding. And it really is. Sometimes it's just lending the ear. Where you just want to hear people and what their concerns are, and let them know that you'll do what you can to try to address those concerns. So that's part of what I do, and I think other times having dogs.
That is hilarious. Does that help?
Oh, it helps a lot.
Does
it?
Really
does, because we're fostering. Gosh, we got 3 foster dogs right now for Texas Great Pyrenees Rescue, and we're going to SPCA's having their Strut Your Mutt in Waxahachie tomorrow. We got a couple of mutts we're strutting.
That's funny.
And going to set up for the Texas Great Pyrenees Rescue. But the dogs, they have usually that calm demeanor, right? And you just kind of lay back and if you just sit back, have a cold one, have the dog by your side petting it, man, that is chill.
I think that any of my team members that are watching are probably rushing out to get me a dog right now. To calm me down sometimes.
That's what you need, a little fur ball right at your feet.
That's what I need. Chill. So that's what I've been missing.
That's
okay.
And we can fix you up if you want.
Well, it's probably less expensive than therapy. So, we might have to.
I don't know, maybe not.
We might have to take a look at that. So, Matt, here's my final question for you. Tell me one thing about you that no one else knows, especially here at the Chamber. Yeah, that's a good one, huh?
Yeah. Well, So I was just telling you about the dog.
Yes.
So that's not new anymore.
It's not.
But also, my musical taste has evolved over the years. I mentioned the Kessler.
Yeah.
Go check out a show there. So I was at the Texas Theater in downtown Waxahachie, a very similar type rehab, and we were listening to local music from Ellis County in that area. So I used to be what became classic rock, one classic rock when I started listening to it. And it evolved into grunge and then, just general music. Now more like outlaw country, Willie Nelson and Robert Earl Keen and that kind of Americana music. And that's what I'm into right now. So that's the other way to stay chill, right? It's
Well, that's
kind
good
of kick back and doing that. So that's why I love it. And that's why I'm going to the Kessler next Thursday to listen to Iris Dement. Mm-hmm. And one of the reasons, we're going to her, she's got a song now that's having a senior moment, Working on a World We May Not See. Mm. And that song is about, thinking back to the protesters in the 60s and even the 50s that were basically wanting to change the world. Right. And even, Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King, spoke to that. I might not, I see the mountaintop, but I might not get there with you. Right. But it's those that are working on change that we're working for a future we might not see. And I see that in the what the chamber does, but just in general in the philosophy of doing things with working with. I mentioned just helping out with the dogs. That is therapy. Mm-hmm. But also like working with Engineers Without Borders. That's the other thing that I'm doing. You probably don't know that either, but we're working on with UTA on a project in Bolivia, as is our North Texas professional chapter, doing water system for rural communities that, they don't have water. And so just doing that kind of stuff.
Matt,
is that different?
That it is. Well,
it's fulfilling.
I love that, and I can most certainly see your passion for people, and that's why you've been able to serve as long as you have, because you're just passionate about it. Yeah. And that means everything. You can tell, or I can tell in this role, who's actually passionate about their community versus who's checking a box, and that's why you've had so much time, and we've asked you back so many times because we can tell that you're so passionate about what you do for us and the community, and beyond the community,
it's all one big community. The world is one big community.
The world is one big community. So you know what? Thank you so much, Matt, for being here.
Thank you for the invitation. This is fun.
Yeah. So you got to come back and hang out with us, and maybe bring some dogs up here so we can play with them.
That would be fun.
That would be a lot of fun.
And I like that you have white carpet because the big white dogs.
Right.
We'll bring that with them. So
right.
wear white when we do that.
Okay, I can handle that. Well, thanks again, Matt, for being here, letting us know, getting all in your business here on Strictly Business Unscripted.
Glad to share it.
Thank you, and you have a great day.
And you too.
Thank you. And now a word from our sponsors.
When it comes to taking care of your senior loved ones, you're not alone. There's help right here in our community. The Home Care Network provides help and resources that allow aging seniors, those with disabilities, and those recovering to stay in place in their own home.
We provide in-house clinical services for patients that are 65 and older who need clinical services in the home. We do everything from skilled nursing to physical therapy, all of that in the home. So we empower patients to have a voice in their healthcare services.
For more information about Home Care Network, visit homecarenetwork.com.
Today, you met Matt Craig, our incoming chairman and executive committee member of the Oak Cliff Chamber of Commerce. Thank you for tuning in to Strictly Business Unscripted. I'm your host, Keandra Jones. See you next time.